5 shots in my head and 1 in my back.
Surviving domestic violence.
He was abusing my son and a restraining order was being taken out against him.
The attack she didn't see coming.
It was a calm breakup.
February 13, 2017.
He pulls the machete from his waist and he started to chop me. One of the chop take off my hand, one of my hands dropped it on the ground, another one take off another one of my hands.
Domestic violence fatalities on the decline.
In 2025, when we had that major reduction in crime, our domestic violence murders dropped to 20.
Living with no hands, a domestic violence survivor's story. A primetime news special feature starting Monday, April 13, 2026, only on TVJ.
Welcome back. We are continuing the news and we begin this segment with a primetime news special report on domestic violence. Our reporter, Krista Campbell, joins us with more. Krista?
Thank you, Janella. This evening, it's a tale of survival after a brutal attack that almost claimed a young woman's life while she was 3 months pregnant. It's the story of 29-year-old Jacine Greenfield of Hanover, whose ex-boyfriend's attack in a lonely track left her without her 2 hands, several chop wounds to her head, and 1 in her back. It has redefined her life as a single mother of 2. Now, some of the contents of this story may be triggering to some viewers, so viewers' discretion is advised.
To be honest with you, I just have to accept myself the way I am.
An acceptance that's been years in the making and hard to come by for a 29-year-old who was not born as the double-hand amputee you see today. Jacine Greenfield's story is one of survival, which started 9 years ago in this beaten path off the main road in the Hanover community of Mount Peter in Golden Grove District. At 20 years old, she had a young son and had ended a 3 to 4 year relationship with another man about 6 months before the incident that would change her life forever.
Why we break up, it was because he was abusing my son.
She says despite being threatened into silence, her son told her mother, and
my mother made a report and a restraining order was being taken out against him.
Now Jacine maintains he had never physically abused her, and in her own words, it was a calm breakup with no form of threats made towards her. So, on the morning of February 13, 2017, she was on her way to work in St. James, where she had lived with her new partner.
He attacked me from behind while I was walking because I wasn't walking, paying any attention to my back side nowhere because I didn't get any threats, so I wasn't looking for anything coming, so I was just walking.
She said she later found out that her ex-partner heard from a mutual friend that she would be in Hanover Valentine's weekend to check on her son. A few meters away from Jacine's grandmother's house is this residence belonging to her uncle. Now, it had been unoccupied, and it's believed it's where her attacker camped out overnight before laying in wait for her the following morning. According to her, he took a machete from his waist.
So the first chop he was attempted headly. So I used my hands to bar like what I'm doing now. So I use my hands to bar where one of the chop take off my hand, one of my hands drop it on ground, another one take off the other one of my hands, drop it on ground, and then it ended up that I realized it was 5 shots in my head and 1 in my back.
Raphael Shaw lives in one of 4 houses in the about half-a-mile long track and was waiting to catch a bus to make a doctor's appointment that day. He recalls seeing Jacine running down the track after her attack.
So when he went come towards me, I seen 2 hands, he have no hand. He said, "What happened to you?" And he said, "You was bound to chop him up around here, so."
Jacine says she ran about 2 miles before collapsing at the gate of a justice of the peace.
There was somebody at the house where I asked if I could get some water because my throat was dry and I was having short of breath. And then somebody bawled out and said, no, she's not supposed to get any water because if she get the water, she's going to die based on the chop wounds.
Community health aide Vakisha Foster Hill has been like a second mother to Jacine She recalls the shrill screams piercing through the early morning air sometime after 6 o'clock and went with her husband, machetes in hand, toward the sounds.
I love Jazine with all my heart, so me run to see what happened. I understand that they gone with her already to the hospital.
Another mother figure recounts getting that dreadful call about the incident from her son.
Him say, "Mommy, Tuntun get much chop in her head, and he get much in her back, and the one when he get in her back, me have to throw down one sheet, nearly push down a sheet in her hit. And I will take him and take her and bring her to the hospital."
I saw the hand on the ground and I take up the hand and I call Cornwall Regional because I had some training on how to proceed in matters like that, given that I work in the Ministry of Health. So I did what was best, call Cornwall Regional. They told me to get the hand down to them as quick as is possible, since if it's still warm, they can help to save it. However, it was too late.
She says the community then started a search for the attacker.
We searched everywhere and we called the officers. We tried to lock down every entrance in and out to see where he was.
By this time, Jacine was admitted to the Cornwall Regional Hospital in St. James. Her survival that much more telling because of extenuating circumstances. She was diabetic and at the hospital, another revelation to the doctors treating her.
I said to them, I'm pregnant, but at the given time, because I was crying, I don't remember if I said to them that I was 1 month, 2 months, or 3 months pregnant.
In part 2, what happened to Jacine's attacker? And we look at her struggles and strengths in adjusting to a new way of life. Krista Campbell, TVJ News.
No, do this and be Jacine. That I want to do. Look how she
Hold on, stop.